Hello, and welcome to part 15 of Povop, where today we have lots to do, and that includes taking out a loan, buying these land tiles, increasing our city's monthly expenses, and building a new highway. And this is truly beautiful. This is what we've increased our city's debt for. But now, because of these increased expenses, we have to add more homes. Lots more homes. No, like a lot more homes. And these homes we build with the citizens in them won't get jobs and won't be able to pay for them because unemployment is way too high. And I'm sure I know what you're thinking. Really, we didn't need this highway, or this one, or even this expressway. But otherwise, how would these people have been connected up to the rest of the city? And what's the reason for this one, you ask? We're gonna build a massive industrial sector over here. And if we don't, our people are gonna suffer more than I've already made them. These people, right here, they'll have no jobs, and they'll lose their homes or be homeless. And not only is the city poor, the wealthiest and most well-developed part of the city is poor too. And again, we have debt, and that's debt that can't be paid off easily. And not only that, we have a lack of services across the board, and we need more, and we can't even afford to build them, nonetheless maintain them, proved by our recent electricity debacle. So as for this industrial area, we might as well give it a stab. We'll make it Povop's last hurrah. So now, it's time to get building. And I think this looks pretty great. So now I'll just do this on the other side too. What? What is this? Impeached. Unhappy face. You are no longer the mayor of Povop. I get two choices, okay and next. I mean, I guess we might as well see what they have to say. We do not like you. Click next to see why. I mean, honestly, that's a little bit harsh. I don't think I've done anything that bad. But whatever, let's just go to the next, and here is a list of accusations. You have made us poor, left unemployment high, created few jobs, forgot about older districts, built highways where there should have been none, and terraformed hills, mountains, and wildlife's homes away. Again, that's a little harsh. I don't think I've done anything that terrible. It's not my fault that they're poor. There was plenty of economic opportunity, I think. Unemployment was high, but there were lots and lots of jobs. Just saying. Forgot about older districts. I mean, whatever. It's all whatever, you know? I'm out of here anyways. Again, though, there is another slide. Oh, look, it's a letter. Wow, that is small text. Looks like we've got a writer. Why do you charge us Westchester money for taxes? Services are terrible and nothing even works around here. We're not within 30 minutes of the Big Apple, either. This place is terrible, and I am poor directly because of you. Billy Bob, P.S. I really do not like you. Not only is he a writer, he's a hater. Well, we have no choice but to bathe in the hate by clicking previous, or we can just click close and move on with our lives. It's now time to make our journey from Povop to our new city. Home sweet home, the game mode menu. Now as far as the map, we're gonna go with Evermere Reservoir. Personally, I think it looks so nice and it has diversity of flat areas you can build, and tall mountains which will be a fun challenge to build on. And I honestly have loaded up this map before, and it has lots of oak trees. So, I think Oakdale is a fair name. Or, we could call it Oakburg. And I told you, we're going far away. It's a North American theme. Of course, it's on normal, natural disasters are on, and cheats are off. Fellas, what's the first thing you do when you load up a game? If you said anything other than look at natural resources, I'm not sure I agree with you. It looks like we have plenty of farmland available. Fair amount of wood, especially over here, but we don't own those tiles yet. and over here too. We can build stone mining anywhere and inland fishing anywhere too. Again, as I've loaded up the map before, I know these grids are broken, so I am going to replace them. And there we go, that's our main road laid out. But it can always be made better with a steady slope, and that is much better. Now, our city can already import water and export sewage. And just because of how beautiful this lake is, I don't want to dump sewage into it. But I am willing to take water from it, and as it's a reservoir, that would make sense to export it too. And now we get to figure out power, and luckily there's plenty of wind in the water. And now we are making power too. And also, as it is a custom map, I would like to test out how much solar power we get. And it seems like we get almost all of it. Also, we do have rail access, which means we need to plan for it in the future. But for now, that means planning that the city will even survive that long. Which also means setting our city up for success. Which in turn means starting out with a strong economy and strong resources, because unlike Povop, we're not letting Oakburg have no money. And with this grid built, we have a perfect place to start our industry. So now we'll take a road off of here. And although I didn't do it over here, mainly because it's just going to be an industrial area, I would really like to actually start following road hierarchy. Alright, we have done enough gridding up for now, and I personally think it is time to start zoning. And now we have unlocked Tiny Village, which gives us money, development points, and land tiles to buy. And here we go again, we're gonna unlock, I think, 10 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it was 5. That's still a lot. Additionally, we have also unlocked medium density housing. Although it is just row housing, it is still very nice. Right now we have unwavering demand for medium density, which I like to keep going and always build more. But first we have to build healthcare and deathcare, and then garbage management is easy peasy. We can just do a little something like this, and that should give us capacity well into the future. Healthcare is also pretty straightforward, and we can just build a hospital right here. Then we'll do a little bit of cleanup, and deathcare can go a little something like that, once again with a little bit of cleanup. And our row houses have finished building. I think they look pretty nice, but that means we need to build quite a few more. And with more roads built, we can continue to zone. And we have built all we can, but our industry sector is still looking for employees. Also, I'm not sure why, but there are 3 gas stations, which I am going to get rid of 2 of them because they are both out of business. Now I happen to be clicking where that was, but we are unlocking a lot of signature buildings, and we also unlocked milestone 2 of small village, which gives us an increased loan limit and plenty of types of medium density. Also, we have to look into education and research now, and again, going with that, we've unlocked a ton of schools. What I was doing before though was just adding these pass-throughs for these parts of these alleys, which is a lot of these parts of these. But my goal is to have a highly dense community over here, while it is still, again, a community and not just a cookie cutter copy and paste area. So now we'll add a few trees to make it feel much nicer. And now we've also unlocked the UK medium petrol station. And now this area is feeling much nicer in my opinion, but we still have demand, which means we need to build more. And now we've unlocked the UK large petrol station. And there we go. This is looking very nice in my books. But more still needs to be done, especially looking as far as demand. So let's solve it with some medium density. And this medium density has fixed our medium density demand, but our low density demand is high as ever. Also, I decided to build a southwestern home, but it seems it is missing a ton of car access, so once it builds, I'll see if it actually is. Also, we've now unlocked the bookshop, and the reason I'm over here was to fix these turns, and now we've got a much safer intersection. But we can still do better by dragging back these roads to make it a larger turn. And once we get rid of the trees, I think this will be very, very nice. Now, it did also happen to get rid of quite a few buildings, which has gotten rid of even more buildings. But it's a-okay because we can just add it back because we have plenty of demand. And now I see why it needs cars. Simply because they couldn't have been bothered to put the parking lot in the front. Which is truly the smartest thing they could have done. But we still can't fix it because these alleys aren't helping. Maybe if I get rid of this gate it will help, but still nothing. Regardless, I think we should try to make the area nicer. And we've also unlocked large village in the process, which also unlocks us fire and rescue and police and administration. Earlier though, I was trying to build a school, so I think we should just do that now. And I think this school looks pretty nice, but I would like to fix the road so that it makes more sense. Now we have to do a little bit of cleanup on the surrounding area. And honestly, I think I underestimated the usefulness of these mods. And right here is where I'll build our high school. And it seems a building is on fire, which means it is time to build our firehouse. And I think we'll go with this German one and we'll place it right here. As for police coverage, I think an Eastern European police station here would be very helpful. And that is all of our essential services down, but now we are losing lots and lots of money. And I made a promise, and that promise was to not do what I did to Povop, which means it is time to get making grids and zoning. Now with all this space, we should get zoning once more. I'm going to give a southwestern building one more try. And also, it now seems like we have plunged into severe debt, which means it is time to reduce budgets. And to my dear people of Povop, I told you I could make a profit. And I really do love these smaller southwestern medium density homes. Look at that, we're gonna unlock 3 more pubs. 4? Wow, what amazing unlocking time. And you'd expect a southwestern building to have obscene amounts of parking, but really, it has a regular amount, which is very lovely. I know this is going to sound crazy, but I'm just going to take out a $30,000 loan so I can just simply continue to build. This southwestern house is truly a misrepresentation of what the rest of them are like. Once again, we are losing money, so we are going to have to cut budgets even further. Except that's not really seeming possible. So, we're going to raise our industrial tax just a wee little bit. And then our commercial tax just a wee little bit. And then our residential tax just a wee little bit. And now, we're back into the positive numbers. And now, I'm going to get rid of this pub here, and instead replace it with its larger sibling. But now I have unlocked more things and blah 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 blah. And I think this looks pretty nice. And also, we have unlocked low density offices. Also know that we have a lot of money. I am going to repay our loan. Also, I've unlocked parks, which means it's time to get building. Now over here I'm going to build some southwestern offices, and then I'll follow that up with some medium density homes in the middle. Now with high density and fashion, we are going to build a couple of buildings over here. And over here we have a pretty terrible traffic jam, which means it is time for a roundabout, and yes, I'm going to have to use anarchy because this little tiny corner is overlapping, but hopefully this will fix our problem. Also, eventually we will be able to build buses and taxis, and our high density has finished zoning in, and I think this is in the best area it can be, as it's near 2 schools, and it's relatively easy to get to the commercial area. Also, there are no more problems with this building, and there's no more parking, which means we can get rid of this alley. And then we can also fix the terrain too. And it looks like we've ran out of power, which means the service budget has to go up. And also we're seeing a couple of other problems such as break-ins, which means the police budget needs to go up. And that is a ton of oil. Actually, this map is all oil and ores in the same spot, which is an interesting choice. But seemingly there is no oil underwater. And this is a very nice office. And once again, I have misinterpreted how southwestern buildings will look. Because in Povop, when I built them, they had massive, unnecessarily large parking lots. But that doesn't seem to be an issue when you make them smaller, as they only have a couple of parking spots, which makes sense for the amount of employees they have. And this one in particularly, I'm liking. And because we have no office demand, instead over here, we can build some commercial. Now I am hoping these southwestern medium density buildings eventually look much nicer on the roofs and in the front, because ones like these look amazing, and this one too, but this, not so much. This one's nice, but this one has a terrible roof. But I'm really glad what we've done with this city. We've made sure it had resources, whether it be stone or agriculture. And also we've added a lot of homes. And already we have 3,000 residents, and that number is only going to continue to grow. And of course, we have it done on a very, very nice map. Anyways, that's the end of this video. I really appreciate you watching, and if you have any questions or suggestions, please let me know in the comments. In the meantime, have yourself a great day.